I'm now convinced that there's a room somewhere, and in that room, there's an alarm. And this alarm only goes off when a person feels that they're finally content and happy with life, and there are no more problems, and everything's just going great, and they finally got life figured out. And it's like ding, 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 ding. Oh, we got another one. We got a happy one here. We need to throw a wrench in that shit and just shit all over everything. And I would really like to find that fucking demon in that fucking room and punch him in the dick. What's up, guys? It's Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Same me, different name, same shit though. Basically the only reason I changed it is because I want to be able to not just have to stick to bullet journaling and do couple other fun things, but as you know, my favorite videos ever are the monthly setup videos. So I'm here to show you my April theme. It's finally done, and I'm so excited. It's mermaids. In case you can't tell by the nails, color streak. A lot of shit going on in the world right now, and I'm just very stressed. So I apologize for this video coming out late, but there's just been a lot of shit. I literally have had a virtual doctor's appointment today, and then I had to virtually sign my kid into school and mark him as present. Like now I gotta be a teacher now too. It's a lot. We'll still be making videos. Don't worry, I promise I'll still be here. It's just been a crazy time. So let's get right on into my April setup. What's up, everybody? Of course, before I get into planning, I'm going to be showing you my matching color street nails. Now, these are a little spiffier than I normally do. All you do is just sort of layer them. You put on the color that you want, and then they have all these cool overlays, like glitter overlays, or they have these really cool, like palm tree overlays that I'm definitely going to be using this month. And honestly, it's so easy. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So check it out. It's in the description below. Now let's get right on into planning. Now, normally when I do my monthly setup, I'm always going to start with the cover page, but one of my favorite things happened this month where when you're ending, one of the weeks is ending in March and it's sort of going into, the next week is going to be going into April, and I love when this happens because I always try to combine the themes from one month to the next. So as you know, my March theme was princesses, my April theme is mermaids, so naturally I'm going with a mermaid princess, Princess Ariel. So basically my whole concept for this weekly was to just sort of put Ariel right in the middle of everything, and then just have a bunch of pretty bubbles around her, and then those are going to be my different days of the week. And I really wanted to try a bunch of different fun colors inside the bubbles, and like start out with a darker color on the outside, and then a little bit of a lighter color, and then blend them all in with the Tombow Colorless Blender. That way it gives it a really cool looking effect, and I just love the way it came out. I picked a bunch of different colors, not just blues, but some pinks and purples and greens, and it just came out so good. If you're wondering how I drew that Ariel, because I sketched it and I didn't actually draw the sketching process, because I always leave my sketching out because it takes me forever. I erase and I erase and I erase because I'm just not an artist, and I can't just draw Ariel off memory. I just can't. Basically the way I do it is I look at a picture and sort of just try to emulate that the best that I can just by looking at a picture, you know what I mean? And honestly, it came out pretty good considering I don't ever do people, especially hands and faces and all that. I just always have found troublesome, and I don't know, I got really lucky. I'm very, very, very pleased with how it came out. I think the hardest part was the eyes and the lips, and I just have a whole newfound respect for artists. I will give you that. if anybody's watching this and wanting to sort of try this technique out at home, one piece of advice that I will give you is make sure that you are using a journal with good paper. I'm using an Archer and Olive, and it's still bled through because you're putting layers on top of layers. You're putting on one color of marker and then another color of marker, and then you're using the wet colorless blender to blend them all together, and that's just a lot of water and very, dark, deep coloring on the page, and it's almost always gonna bleed through no matter how good the paper. So just keep that in mind. I sort of planned ahead for that, and I kept the page behind this blank just in case this did happen. That way I could glue the pages together if needed, which it did need. So I am very glad that I planned ahead for that, and I would just always be mindful of that, because I always like to sketch out my entire monthly setup in pencil first before I ever put pen to it. So I'll draw it out in pencil, and then I'm like, if that's going to be too much, I might need to skip a page. I will just leave the next page blank, because I would rather, have a blank page and waste it than not have it there when I need it. So that's just my tip for you. I made sure to have some of the circles or bubbles, if you will, bigger than the others. That way I would have one that I could write all the days of the month in, and then another two where I could have all my tasks this week and next week. And look at that little trick there. I just erased the gel pen with my eraser and then just colored right over it. I actually got that tip from Dark Sunlight. Cannot thank her enough for that, because I had no idea you could literally just erase gel pen if you did it fast enough, and I did, and it worked. So thank God for that. So I kind of messed that up a little bit. So it's always cool when you find like new little tricks from other bullet journalers. That's why I love finding new people to watch and subscribe to. I don't care if you have 2 subscribers or 2 million. If I like your stuff, I like your stuff, and I will be a supporter of you. So if you'll notice, I go from gel pen to Tombow marker, and there is a reason for that. There's always a method to my madness, and I thought it would look kind of cool if I used my metallic jelly roll pens just for sort of some of the highlights. So some of the highlights in her hair, it's got like a metallic-y red color, and then coloring it all in, and with the marker it just really made it pop. It's kind of hard to tell on the screen that it's even a gel pen and it's even metallic-y for some reason. It just doesn't show up very well, but in real life it looks amazing. And then I did the same thing with her little mermaid fin, mermaid tail. I added just fun little highlights with the scales and everything with the gel pen, and it really makes it just a pop, and I absolutely love it. This is probably my favorite page of the whole setup, and it's just the weekly. We haven't even got to my actual cover page for April yet. I'm just so proud of myself and that I was able to draw Ariel. So hey, push yourself, you never know. Alright, so that's going to be it for my end of March weekly / beginning of April weekly. And as you can see, like I said, lots of bleed through. Just using my Tombow adhesive tape to sort of glue down the pages or glue them together. I definitely recommend that tape for this purpose especially. It works the best. It's super strong. Always works good. Alright, so now let's get on to the cover page. This one was so much fun. Now I can't even lie, I kind of cheated a little bit because I had such a hard time drawing mermaids. I just kept erasing and messing up and erasing and messing up, and I was at the dollar store buying cool toys from the kids, and I just happened to find this cute little mermaid coloring book that had all these mermaid stencils. So all these things you're seeing, this cute little mermaid and this little house, these are all stencils. I didn't actually draw any of this myself. It's just a stencil, so don't be too impressed. And I used my metallic-y watercolors because I really thought that would be cool, especially with the mermaids. And if you don't know me, I'm always using Taylor Swift quotes for every single month. And since we're talking about mermaids, and I thought it'd be really cute to use this one, which is sort of just about believing in things that aren't really real. Wasn't it beautiful when you believed in everything and everybody believed in you? Oh, I love that quote. One of my favorite quotes by her ever. I think I say that every time and every month, so I should probably just stop. All right, so now we're at the month at a glance, another one of my very used spreads. And again, everything you're seeing here was just used with a stencil, so don't be very impressed by my drawing skills. They're not that great. If you notice, I keep switching and looking back at my Tombow swatches page. I cannot tell you how often I refer back to that swatch page just to see the actual colors, because they don't match the pen caps at all. I really recommend everybody doing a swatch page, because it's probably my most used page in this book, over my grid spacing sheet, over anything really, because when I go to do any spread, I check the swatches and what colors I want to use. I really just wanted a lot of bright, fun, mermaidy colors, like sort of metallics and shimmeries and blues and purples, and I didn't want to do a whole lot to this one, just sort of the monthly calendar and then fun little mermaid doodles on the outside. And I had to do 2 big bubbles, of course, because I like to do everything that I have coming up in the month somewhere on the calendar, and I noticed I didn't really leave a lot of space after doing all those doodles, so I just put 2 big bubbles, and looking at it now, they kind of look like breasts, but hey, it's okay. It works. And again, I'm busting out my metallic gel pens just to sort of outline everything with a metallic-y color to make it pop. And I really wish that you could see it more on the screen, but it just does not show up the way that it does in real life. It just doesn't really do it any justice, but it really does make all the little doodles just pop that much more with just adding just one little line of a metallic-y gel pen of whatever color it was, and the doodle is. So I have a blue, outline on the bubbles, and then a purple outline on the mermaid, and a little orange outline on the seahorse, and I just think it looks so cool. I am just so thrilled with this month, and I love everything about it. Mermaids are just so much fun. I mean, this is going to be a blast. I feel all month just putting this together. And now we've reached the tracker portion of the video. On my left is going to be my mood tracker, and then on the right, my habit tracker. Now again, my stencils just made this super easy. I knew by looking at them that there was just so many different fish and mermaids and little plant life that I could just make a sort of like underwater scene and just color that in, and that's going to be my mood tracker. Pretty simple. There's obviously way more than 30 things here to color, so I am gonna just kind of color it in as I go. I picked a few you know, days and the scales to color, and then the rest of it I'm going to kind of color in as the month goes, just whatever color I want, just to sort of fill it all in. I did this one another month before, and I thought it was really fun and gave me something to sort of look forward to really make me stick to my trackers, since I have a hard time keeping up with them, especially the habit trackers. But since we are going through this pandemic here, I thought it was important to really focus on these certain habits that I want to be focusing on, like the showering and sanitizing and social distancing and the virtual schooling that I now have to do, and all these different things that are now part of our life that weren't a part of our lives before. So it is what it is, and hopefully the habit tracker will help me. And now I'm going back to my brain dump page. I haven't done this in a while, but I noticed that not having it the past couple months, I really needed it. I always use the hell out of these, so I'm just making a super simple washi tape border. I had these beautiful mermaid washi tape, and that's it. So let's do the final flip through of it all. This is my first weekly. The cover page, I love that metallic-y Sakura Koi watercolors, love those. My month at a glance, super fun and bright. My trackers, I call it my mood aquarium, and my habit bubbles is actually what it says in the top there in the little sign. And then my mermazing thoughts, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I had so much fun with this theme. So much fun. Please consider joining my Patreon, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. It'll all be down in the description below, along with all the supplies that were used, equipment used, and my Color Street nails, of course. All right, I'll see you guys soon.